What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Welcome to the Wednesday episode. So guys, on this channel, there are a few watches that I truly gush over, right? There's watches that I speak very highly of on a very regular basis. An example of that would be the Seiko Alpinist Sarbo 17, right? That watch can do no wrong, in my opinion. Another one of those would be my Reverso, a huge grail for me. I'm in love with that watch. I don't know if I'll ever leave the honeymoon phase with that watch. And another one of these watches that can do no wrong, that I absolutely love, kind of a mascot for the channel, would be my Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. Now, a lot of my regular viewers know just how much I love this watch, so they absolutely freaked out and ran into my inbox when Oris announced the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot X. Now, this is also known as the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot Caliber 115. Now guys, right off the bat, when you take a look at these pictures, you can see this is not your mama's Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. I guess that would make me your mama. It's not bad. I'm already your daddy. But yeah, all jokes aside, you can tell this does not look a lot like the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. It's kind of like an Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot if Skynet made the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. But I've spent some time, I've taken a look at this watch, I've gathered my thoughts, and it's time to make an episode. It's 2:00 p.m. on the button. Let's get down to business. Okay, so to really understand the new Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot X, it's time to look at the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot Date, the one that I've had for a while, and the one that we all know and love. So I was actually able to get this watch brand new a few years back. Let's see, right now it's 2019. I probably got this 2016, maybe, I want to say, but brand new, box papers, everything. Seriously, brand new. It was under $900. So right now, a brand new Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot similar to this one runs around $1,100 to $1,300. So it has gone up in price, but nothing crazy. Let's see, you're getting a stainless steel case. It's around 41 millimeters in diameter. Of course, this one has the date complication, and yeah, it's got a Sellita-based automatic movement, hacking, hand wind with, I believe, a 36-hour power reserve. Of course, you're getting 100-meter water resistance rating, threaded crown, sapphire crystal, display case back, just a beautiful watch. Actually, I just saw right now, 38-hour power reserve. I had to look that up because I wasn't sure. 38-hour power reserve. That's a big deal, especially when we're talking about the new Pro Pilot X. So the new Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot X is about 44 millimeters in diameter, so about 3 millimeters larger than this one. This watch has got the Caliber 115 hand wind movement, and it's a little bit larger than 38 hours when it comes to the power reserve. Try 10 days. And oh yeah, the Pro Pilot X is not stainless steel, okay? That's got 44 millimeters of titanium, and the bracelet is titanium. Titanium everywhere. So yeah, titanium, super duper light, pretty durable, very high tech, somewhat expensive. But again, everyone's freaking out about the power reserve. 240 hours to be exact with the Pro Pilot X. Very impressive, especially when you compare it to my humble Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot Date with the 38-hour power reserve. I still love you. Aww. But again, what you've all been waiting for, how do I feel about the new Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot X? Oh man. My mic is pulling on my chest hair. Guys, underneath the shirt, it's just like another shirt. Oh, someone bought a watch. Cool. Guys, thanks so much for supporting the Time Teller shop. Usually I have my phone on silent, but hey, you guys saw an order live. So guys, thank you so much for supporting the shop. Okay, so I gotta be honest, when I first saw all the media photos, all the hype about the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot X, I did not like it, okay? I didn't like it, and for a pretty solid reason, okay? The Pro Pilot X is like the Pro Pilot. It's the exact opposite, okay? Not necessarily when we're talking about specs. Specifications are very impressive. Again, 240 10-day hour power reserve, hand wind movement, titanium everywhere. That's all well and good, that's very cool, but it's not a Pro Pilot in my opinion. Okay, why do I love the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot so freaking much? Well, comes down to simplicity, comes down to visibility, comes down to the fact that Oris made a watch, no frills, no bells and whistles, a very clean, very clear dial, super easy to read the time, super legible, highly visible, and you're getting a ton of durability, right? Again, threaded crown, 100-meter water resistance rating. I could use this as the only watch in my collection if I had to. It's just an incredible watch, super simple. This new Pro Pilot X is not that way. The number one complaint I hear in my inbox from you guys is that just by looking at the pictures, you can't really tell the time super easily, and that's my number one complaint as well. I am not a big fan of skeleton watches, but yeah, the first thing that came to mind when I saw the skeletonized design of the Pro Pilot X is the Panerai that came out a few years ago, the Panerai PAM 578 Lo Scienziato. And again, very, very similar. You see all the boops and bops, all the doodads going on inside the watch. That's what a display case back is for. You don't need it in the front. And then came a huge conflict of conscience, because the more I looked at this watch, the more I assessed it, the more I tried to gather my opinions, the more I started falling in love with it. I know! I know. Cover your ears, Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. I still have love for you. But I found love for another. And I can see all of it. It leaves nothing to the imagination. All of its dirty bits exposed to the world. Oh, it's saucy. Is truly saucy and expensive. That's right, this is not a cheap date. $7,500 for this new Oris. We're gonna talk about that in a second, but yeah, guys, the more I look at this watch, the more I'm finding that I like it. Again, that Lo Scienziato, that PAM 578 from Panerai, when I look at it still to this day, I'm not a huge fan, but this Oris is sharp. It's modern in a way that is cool. I don't like skeleton watches. I keep needing to say that, but this is a skeleton watch I would rock. I don't know if it's because I'm a huge fan of Oris. I don't know if it's because the proportions and the way they've skeletonized it is just appealing to me. Sure, it's not the most visible watch. Sure, it's not the most simple. It's borderline a Pro Pilot, right? You're getting that serration on the bezel. You're getting the same serrations on the crown. It is out there, man, in a good way. Which brings us to the next big complaint people have about this new Oris, the price. I mentioned that a little bit ago. $7,500, $7,500. That's a lot of money. It's a lot more expensive than this one. Actually, my bad, I'm on their website right now. It says $7,600. It's $100 more expensive than I just said. I would have gotten it for $7,500, but $7,600, that's a little bit much. Probably need to cut back on the coffee. I'm realizing that right now. But look at this cute mug Connie got me. I'd rather be camping. Death Valley. Probably not right now, because Death Valley, you will die right now. It's very hot. But if you go there in winter, last year they actually got snow. Beautiful. Gas was like $10 a gallon last year, though. It was pretty f***ed up. So do I think it's okay that Oris is releasing a watch that is so darn expensive? Well, I mean, the short answer is yes, right? Oris is a company, they can do whatever they want. Now, why are they releasing a watch that's this expensive? Well, I am a huge believer of a show of force product, right? I think every company from almost every industry has this, right? Car companies do it. Doesn't matter if you're an economy car. It doesn't matter if you're Honda, right? You release things like the NSX. Doesn't matter if you are Oris, releasing watches typically around the $1,000 mark, bumping it up for this new Pro Pilot X, and releasing this titanium skeletonized high-tech 10-day power reserve behemoth. I think every company wants a product that shows off. It's almost like an FU piece, right? It's a watch that says, hey world, look at me. Look what we're capable of. Don't mess with me. All right, don't mess with me. Don Sinacci. I'm working on a character named Don Sinacci. Don, if you're watching this episode, someone in my live stream is actually named Don Sinacci. That's someone that has a show of force name. You hear Don Sinacci, you're not gonna mess with him, all right? Because you know that guy packs a baseball bat in his trunk and he's just ready to rumble. Don Sinacci. I'm gonna use that for one of my upcoming characters. Just stay tuned. But seriously, guys, I'm trying to keep this linear thought going on. I'm interrupting myself. I've had too much coffee, and I'm very excited about this watch. I think this is Oris's way of saying, we are capable of making bigger and better things. We are capable of making high-tech, very impressive horology, right? We can be somewhat high horology if we want to. And this is just Oris's way of showing off a bit, and I think we should allow them to do so. Does it mean they're turning their back on us consumers that want their more affordable options? No, I don't think that's the case at all. Now, if they only started making watches in this price range and they totally stopped making the rest of the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot series, then we'd have something to pay attention to, and then we'd have something to be concerned about. But don't worry, the more affordable Oris Big Crown Pro Pilots are there. The Oris Aquis is still there. The rest of their Artelier series is still there. They still have a bunch of very affordable, very, very impressive options. But give them a break. Let them show off a bit. Let them have fun. Again, initially did not like this watch at all. The more pictures I look at it, the more I see it on people's wrists. The more I want one for myself. Will I be getting one? Probably not, but that's very cool. I think it's cool, and I think Oris is one of the most capable companies out there, and it's nice to see them trying new things. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Will any of you be picking this up? Do any of you like it? Do any of you hate it? Do you understand kind of my inner turmoil? Kind of looks like the Panerai, like it reminds me of the Panerai, but also it's kind of growing on me. It's not as visible or simple as the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot, but then yet it kind of harkens back to this design in a way. I don't know. I'm conflicted, and making a YouTube video is cheaper than going to therapy, so thanks, guys. And of course, if you want to support the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell icon, check out my Amazon store, and go to www.theTimeTellerShop.com. Someone just bought 2 watches at the store right now. We actually just recently did a restock. Depending on when you watch this episode, there's probably some very cool stuff there, so you don't want to miss out. Click the link in the description below, shop there, and you directly help the channel out a ton. And yeah, all these things we're trying out here on the channel, you know, the 4 pieces of content a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday with that live stream Q&A, the 1 extra piece of content that we do on the Time Away channel every week. Let's see, the shop that we're adding stuff to every single week. I couldn't have done any of this without you, so thank you guys so much. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, you freaking rock. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share this with other watch enthusiasts, other people you think would enjoy this. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time, I just tell it. And I love my Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. Real quick, if you enjoyed this episode, then do not worry, the fun doesn't need to stop here. Check out these recommended episodes that are going to be popping up on the screen anytime now. Also, take a moment, check out my brand new channel, the Time Away channel. It's where I talk about everything outside of the watch world, some of my other collections, some of my other hobbies. And if you're not interested in any of that, don't worry, just stay right here and I will see you right here. Because I never leave. I am trapped inside of this camera.